Let me suggest, let me tell you, that's what I really want to say, isn't it? Let me tell you what a real avatar is. A real guru is one whose followers become greater than him. I suppose the example is Elijah and Elisha. And Elisha wants a double portion of Elijah's mantle, by which we really seem to mean spiritual godliness, mantle, or glory, whatever you like to call it. And he receives it. And in the Paramahansa view, he comes back as Jesus, and his guru, Elijah, if you will receive it, Jesus says, is John the Baptist. And John the Baptist's view is, I must decrease, and he, Jesus, must increase. How amazing. Well, that's Paramahansa's view, and good reason to say that's the view of the Jesus story too. But not in Christian terms, of course. Christianity doesn't hold with any form of reincarnation. Even if John has come in the power and spirit of Elijah, it can't mean that. This is what dogmatism does for you. You know, it blinds you to what other people, it's secular people, look on and say, well, that's a bit of a turnabout, isn't it? What do you mean? Surely you can see so-and-so. No, the religious can't. They only see their theology, their dogma. Where was I? Ah, yes. The real mark of, if you like, the holy man, is that his followers become greater than he. This is a bit of a contentious view, isn't it? Are you saying that the followers of Jesus were greater than Jesus? Yes, actually, because of course I don't think Jesus was a historic person. And we can write a better story now. One, because we have the story of Jesus to go on, and two, because we have some experience of adding to it. You see, God is ever changed from glory into glory. The first shall be last, and the last first. Because the last have got all the magnificent help of those that have gone before. You know, I'm able to build quite a structure. Well, I'm not an architect, but, you know, supposing I was. Because of all the generations of architects before me who have made all these mistakes and found out the right ways of doing things to date. And I've built on that and added to it. So I'm the last word as an architect, not them. Actually, this isn't quite so clear because there's evidence in the things that we can find around the world, ancient monolithic remains and so on, that would indicate that they had a architectural technology that was actually superior to ours, albeit they were handicapped by stone materials. Or perhaps the stone was something they knew would last. Whereas your steel and that doesn't, I mean, it vanishes in the end, doesn't it? In fact, that's why gold was valued so much. It doesn't deteriorate. It stays the same. It's inert. Whereas iron isn't. It rusts, doesn't it? Yeah. Not only that, but gold's rather beautiful in that it shines like the sun, and etc., etc. We value the unchanging. That's something to do with integrity. And we value the complete, the perfect. That's something to do with the same for all time. And we value the contribution of everyone that's come before us, their contribution to our welfare. You know, in a civilization, you inherit the road system. My goodness, that's a fantastic capital stock. You know, it's the labour of generations gone by. These routes across your countryside and probably the surface still as well. You know, Roman roads lasted way into the Middle Ages. You know, the roads that were being used at 400 BC AD and earlier were still being used at 1400 AD. They were the only decent roads in England, apart from the rivers, which are roadways, aren't they? Natural roadways. Yeah. Civilization is our cities and so on. We inherit the technology, the understanding, and some of the hardware, a lot of it, the buildings, and the taming of the land from our point of view so that we can use it. It's because of all those farmers earlier to us and those city builders and so on. And it's the same spiritually. We may actually be greater than those behind us. And I say may, I'm not certain, but you know, can be in some ways. And we will be less than some of those that come after us. And that's okay. Because we love each other. We value each other's contribution. And that's what counts. Not we bow down and scrape to each other. Not that we worship each other, but that we love each other. Did you know God doesn't want your worship? Just wants your love. Your worship was simply a way of rescuing you so that you noticed and would listen to him and perhaps understand that actually he loves us